Hi, I'm Amy Rasdell from Billable at the Beach. It's okay to be scared and anxious. There's a global pandemic going on, in case you hadn't heard. It's okay to be scared and anxious. In fact, you're supposed to be scared. Not so sure about the anxiety, but fear is an important survival instinct. I see people posting things about how they're not afraid, and I think that's crazy. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of getting sick myself. I'm afraid of my loved ones getting sick. I'm afraid of you getting sick. I don't want anything to happen to anybody. And yet we know that COVID-19 is killing people. We're supposed to be scared. I had an interesting experience a few summers ago. Actually, it was many summers ago. My father and his wife, once the kids all grew up, he and his wife are both sadly gone now, but we had this for many years where they would take all of the adult children and then as time went on, spouses and then grandchildren on a nice vacation every other year. And it was a wonderful time of family bonding. There's three of us. I have a brother and sister, and then my dad had a second family, so there were five. And once grandchildren came along with spouses, we were a pretty big group. One year we went to a dude ranch, and they had one of these challenge courses where you climb up obstacles and zip lines and things like that. And I love that kind of stuff. I won't climb anything if I'm not in a safety harness, but I will climb anything if I'm in a safety harness. So they had a zip line, and you had to climb up a telephone pole with just little rungs to get about 60 feet up, and then you could transfer to the zip line. So I didn't think I was scared. But once I got to the top, even though mentally I didn't feel like I was scared, my arms and legs were shaking like crazy. And I knew that I was safe, so that was okay. So it was really strange because my body was saying, I don't care what you think, Amy, we're scared. We're up really high and we don't know there's a safety harness. You might know there's a safety harness, but we don't know and we're scared, so we're shaking. So I did the zip line, and then when I got down, I was talking to my older brother, and I told him about it. He said, "Well," and I felt a little embarrassed about it. And he said, "Amy, you're supposed to be scared. You climbed up 60 feet. That is survival. You're supposed to be scared." And I thought, yeah. So that's what I'm telling you today. If you're feeling badly or unmanly or ashamed that you're scared, don't feel scared. It's a survival instinct. So I haven't figured out for sure what the global pandemic is going to mean for my work with Billable at the Beach, and my programs that help people build their own six-figure consulting businesses. Right now, I'm not having a ton of interaction. I think people are still a little bit in survival mode, but I predict that fairly soon things are going to kick in with people having the time and interest to get started in some of the programs. I think that this uncertainty may serve as a catalyst to kick some people into, okay, it's finally time for me to kind of get off the dime. I did have someone today who said, look, I really need to get off home base and get started to start building my consulting business so I'm not as much, whether you've been furloughed or you're working from home. I think all of the employees who are working from home are kind of wondering how long can our companies afford to pay us if things don't rebound? And wishful thinking and hopeful thinking, and I really do believe, because I'm an optimist at heart, that the rebound will come and that it will be fast and hard, which I think all of us are looking for. And it might take some hard work, so get ready. What about you? Are you still productive in your existing job? If you are doing consulting, is it working? Do you have clients? Have you gotten any new clients? If you're not already doing consulting, if you're in a job, are you taking this time to look for new career options? I've been hearing that from some people. While you have some space, while it's easy to have conversations and reach out because you have the privacy of your home office, rather than possibly being in a cubicle or having someone overhear those conversations while you're at work. So I would love to hear how things are going for you. If you do decide that you're interested in moving ahead with consulting, I wanted to let you know that I have a free email course. It's called 3 Action Steps to Generate Revenue Now. I've been teaching it for more than 10 years, so it's very much tried and true. 3 action steps to generate revenue now. And even if you don't think you're capable of generating revenue now, if you go through the steps, set your foundation, lay your work so that you're ready for the rebound, I think it's a very constructive thing to do. I have had a lot of questions about, well, what's going to happen with consulting? Will companies even be able to afford consultants when the rebound happens? And here's what I think. I obviously haven't been through a global pandemic before, but my consulting business did survive the Great Recession. And what all of us consultants saw when the recovery started, we saw a big spike in the need for consultants much faster than full-time employees for 2 big reasons. When companies are feeling insecure financially, they're reluctant to add full-time employees or FTEs. The other thing is they really need experts. So if you've heard me before, I talk about consulting as you're a superhero with superpowers making super pay. And as the rebound kicks into gear and accelerates, companies are going to need experts. They're going to need you, the superhero with superpowers, and they're going to be willing to pay for it because they're going to need it quickly and they're going to value it so they can get back into the acceleration of the rebound and make up for lost time. So I would love to have you. I will put the link in the comments below to my free email course, which is 3 Action Steps to Generate Revenue Now. And then I would really love to hear from you how you're coping with all of this anxiety and fear.